Do you like tiny things? Not like his size. Not this size. Not even this size. This size. If you're on the hunt for the smallest cat in the world, or a snap pea that can fit on your pinky nail, or an ashtray that's 3 millimeters wide, then boy, do I have the place for you. It's called Philadelphia Miniaturia, and it is a miniatures convention that happens every year in Philly. It is the cutest thing in the world. Everything is tiny. The event is very big. It is full of little things in a big space. One of my dearest friends has asked me to come again this year, and of course, I could never say no to tiny things, and I thought I'd bring you along. Do you want to go look at some tiny things? Like a lot of tiny things? In addition to the tiny things, there will be a cosplay contingent. It doesn't matter how old you are. When a friend asks you to play dress up, you say yes. So, let's get in the car and hit the road to Philly. And good morning from the Philadelphia Miniatura. I said what I said. So I'm here in Philly. I'm in New Jersey with my friend May. Say hi, May. And we are here for a miniatures convention. I had never heard of miniature conventions before, but my friend May is amazing, and she has introduced me to all manner of nerdy geekdom over our time together. She got me into cosplay, she got me into Ren fairs, she got me into Comic-Con, and now she's got me into miniature conventions. We're here all weekend. We're checking out all the itty bitty tiny things, and we're walking around going, oh my god, it's so small. So yeah, let's go look at tiny things. Okay, bye. So we started our time at the miniatures convention by doing a workshop with trial-sized Dove Bar. She was leading a workshop on making miniature conspiracy theory kits. We got these like amazing little drawers and all of this paper to kind of create our own like red string conspiracy theory chart. We got to make like a little ashtray and paint it all up and then connect it all together. And it was just such a fun time. It was really, really fun to just like hang out with May for a few hours and like talk and like paint tiny things. And at the end, we had these incredible little scenes that we got to take home with us, which was really cool. So thank you to Trial Size Dove Bar. She's awesome. Honestly, the rest of our time at the convention was just spent hanging out looking at tiny things. What's not to love about it? Really, like day one is just like getting a handle on who is selling what. The event is so big. It's like a full ballroom and then like a huge alleyway, and then they added a second ballroom this year. Like our minds exploded when we saw the second ballroom of tiny things. And so when you like first arrive there, you're just like getting the lay of the land because there are so many itty bitties and there's like an itty bitty for everybody. It's really cool because like miniatures you think is specific, but it's actually very broad. And once you get into the show, you start to realize that, oh my gosh, this is one gigantic niche with like a bajillion tiny little sub niches inside of it. Truly, there is something for everyone. If you are into dollhouses, there's dollhouse furniture. If there's a specific scale of miniature that you like, they have that. If you're looking for vintage stuff, they have that. If you're looking for new stuff, they have that. If you want to assemble your own things, they have kits. There are miniature artists who come from all over and show off their like very specific little tiny things that they've been doing. And it's just such a joy. You're just like spoiled for riches at this show. May is like the miniature artist of the two of us. I'm just here for the good vibes. But May had like a list of needs and wants for her next project that she's working on. So it was fun to go around with her with like a mission in mind. Like we needed some tiny potion bottles and we needed more Victoriana, and we're always looking for cats. Who isn't looking for cats? And for the rest of the evening, we just hung out out in the hotel room and talked for hours and hours and hours, so long that I think we eventually lost our voices by the end of the weekend. The actual point of conventions like this is just an excuse to hang out with your friends. Day 2 of the convention is always so chill. You already know where all your favorite vendors are, and now you just get to wander around and soak it all in. And that's what we're gonna do right now. Get on out on the convention floor, see what you like, and report back with your favorite thing. Hello. This is important information. May made an amazing steampunk room box that is full of tiny little cats, and we've got some two-headed cats and some three-eyed cats and some cats wearing armor, and they're all in like a mad scientist steampunk room. It's amazing, and actually, spoiler alert, May just won second place! So we're very excited and very proud of her. We are dressing up to match her steampunk room box. I'm just her companion. We all need a handler, and I'm here for extra hands. So I'm taking that dress I just made for that wedding, and we're transforming it into a steampunk look. For that, I just went super simple because I'm tired and I have a day job. I am like eternally inspired by Kathleen Illustrated, who I hope you all know and love, and if you don't, you should. She has been such a huge inspiration for me in really thinking about the clothes that I have and how can I repurpose and transform them into something completely new. I'm gonna recommend specifically Kathleen Illustrated's video on like how to style your formal wear, because this felt like a prime example of that. My reconfiguration was really quite straightforward. First, I just went into my basement and I dug through my pile of dress up stuff. I went to my like steampunk corner and pulled out some goggles that I had already from other outfits I'd used in the past. And then I went to the thrift store and just bought a whole bunch of black belts that I reconfigured into one belt that had two skirt hitches on it so that I could pull up the skirt of this dress and kind of reimagine all of that voluminous skirt and give it a different silhouette. I bought like a sheer black turtleneck to go underneath to kind of extend the lines of the dress. And then I just had these really beautiful black leather vintage gloves that felt like a really perfect match. May is wearing an incredible steampunk tea lady bustle outfit, and she's made a custom tea tray mountain that teacups sit inside of, and there's a tiny little train that goes around the outside of it. it. Butt Mountain was built out of a foundation of insulation foam that she then carved into shape and covered in plastomold. After that, she painted it and added in a wash of darker color to add dimension. She poured in a resin waterfall, inserted a T-gauge train track, and then covered the whole thing with tiny bits of gravel and tiny bits of foliage to really bring it to life. Oh, May's gonna get him. May's gonna get him. Get him, May. Get him, May. Tiny thing for context. Yes. All right, May, what do you got?
This is the one we ended up using at the end.
Hold, please. Yes, there we go. Make up it. Yes.
There we go.
Tiny T-scale train. Itty bitty. They're so small that you can't just put them on tracks. You have to use like a tool to like load them onto the track.
A re-railer. Oh. And you put the whole train on it and slide it down onto the track because everything is impossibly tiny.
So now you know how you load a tiny train onto a tiny track. May is amazing and is always like on the hunt for new fun things. And what did you say? You saw it on a tiny top hat and you're like, well, I need it on a bustle.
I saw a video of a guy at a train show wearing a top hat with a tiny train on it, and I was like, I need that on my butt.
Enough said, right? All right, let's go look at May's butt. If you ever play dress up with your friends or cosplay, you know that like the most fun part of the day is like everyone hanging out in the hotel room and getting ready together and like talking and being silly. And so it was fun to reunite with May and once again hang out in front of the mirrors and get ourselves ready. After we finished our initial hotel room prep, we went down to the convention floor and found a quiet little corner to get May fully dressed. The dress that she's wearing, which of course she made herself, is actually a transforming tea party outfit. The skirt comes off and becomes a picnic blanket that you can deploy anywhere. I tried to keep May hidden while she was trying to get the itty bitty train onto the itty bitty track, but already people were so excited to see what she was doing. After she finally got the train on the track, I had to very carefully move it into position on her support bustle, and it all clicked into place with heavy-duty secret magnets. Once she got out onto the convention floor, people freaked out. They were already excited to see her in like a cool fancy dress, but then she would walk past them and they would catch a glimpse of her butt and do like a double take and then like a triple take, and then they would get their phones out and start like grabbing the person next to them and being like, do you see this? Of course, May being May, she had to hand out tiny mustaches on a stick that were precisely 1/12 scale. It was so cool to see how instantaneously everyone responded to this incredible thing that May had made. All of this to say, you should definitely go to a miniatures convention. Hang out with your friends, squeal over tiny things, and stay up late into the night laughing in your hotel rooms together. And say yes to every opportunity to play dress up with your friends and frolic down the halls of a convention center. Can I get a snoot boot? Thank you.